Hi guys, and welcome to another episode of Skyrim Mod Comparisons. So in this video I'll be comparing 3 mods, all of which change the way followers work in Skyrim. Now this is going to be quite a long video, so I'm going to jump right in and get started. So the first mod I'll be comparing is UFO, which stands for Ultimate Follower Overhaul. So what this mod essentially does is overhaul the follower system and makes followers and companions in Skyrim a lot better than before. Now it does this mainly by adding dialogue options, so you get an option on every follower that says you know, and then you get lots of other branches. You can set your followers as essential so they will not die, or you can set it so they do die if you want to add that bit more immersion. You can give them clothes of your choice to wear if you don't like the default items they're given in-game. And also one of my favourite options is the relax option. So this basically allows your followers to obviously relax. So if you're in your house and you're running around doing some management, then you do not want your followers running around chasing after you and talking to you and all kinds of rubbish. So what you can do is just ask them to just relax, and they'll walk around the house and they'll start reading books and drinking and all kinds of things. You can teach your companion spells or ask them to forget about spells if you want them to start using hand-to-hand combat. Another very cool feature is the fact that you can check what your followers' level is and their statistics. And if they aren't good enough for you, you can ask them to train, and they will train. And their level will match your current level when you train them. Now the biggest feature of this mod is the fact that you can have up to 15 followers at once. So if you can actually find 15 followers, you can have them running around after you and have a small army to attack anything you want. Another cool feature is that if you have your housecarl with you and you're the Thane of a city, you can run around asking the guards to follow you. Then they will follow you in battle and help you. The mod also adds 8 horses around different holds in Skyrim that your followers can use. Although there's only 1 horse on every hold, so only one of your followers will have a horse. So I recommend using the Convenient Horses mod, which will allow all of your followers to ride a horse. And trust me, it is very fun to do that. Now if you have lots of followers and you can't keep them under control, you can use something called group commands. You simply find a book called Field Command, or you can buy it for a hefty price of 5,000 gold. And this will allow you to control multiple followers at once through these commands, which are in the powers section. There's also lots of miscellaneous features that get added that basically just fix lots of bugs that were within the game. So things like animation bugs, and the fact that you can't marry all your followers, and the fact that you have endless spawning bows and arrows for all your followers. So that's all for the Ultimate Follower Overhaul. Now on to the next mod. So the next mod is Amazing Follower Tweaks. Now this mod is hugely different from UFO, so I'll quickly go through all the different options you have within it. I apologise for the slightly laggy video on this particular mod because I recorded using the wrong codec, which my computer can't handle yet. So right off the bat, you're given in your inventory a book, which is basically a readme. It goes through everything that comes with this mod, every option, and it's all in great detail, so if you are having any problems or you're not sure on something, you can just quickly consult the manual. As you can see by the table of contents, it is absolutely huge, this mod. It's massive, filled with lots of extra features, probably more than UFO. So, similar to UFO, you have an extra option added to the follower, and this option is Tweak Options. And branching off of that, you get lots of different options to choose from. Some of these options are incredibly useful, and others are incredibly useless, and somewhat disturbing. But hey, it's his mod, he can do whatever he wants. And let's be honest, how can you not laugh at that? Most of the features are the same as UFO, so you can have up to 5 followers on this one instead of 15, which really I don't think you need any more of, so it's not too much of a downside. You can redress your follower to your liking, teach them lots of different new spells and ask them to start using magic instead of hand-to-hand combat, level them up so they're a bit tougher. Now you can do this manually, or you can just wait, which might take a while. I don't know, I didn't have enough time to test it out. By far the best feature of this mod is the fact that you can turn followers into vampires or werewolves, and then ask them to change anytime you want, or to just change for a short period of time. And if you have the Dawnguard DLC, you can even turn them into vampire lords, which is pretty incredible. You can also tell your followers to create a camp, and it's very useful to have a camp built for you if you are using the Frostfall mod, where you will freeze to death unless you have one in a cold blizzard. There's also an advanced AI option, which basically means that followers are much smarter. You can get followers to basically catch up to you when you draw your weapon instead of having them follow you across all of Skyrim. And there are so many options that I don't think there's even enough time in the video to list them all. And also the best thing is the fact that they're all optional, so if there's one option that you really cannot stand, you can simply disable it. There is one more feature I'd like to mention before I finish this mod, and that's the fact that the relax option that's on UFO is basically always on. And as you can tell by the video, they've started doing lots of different things. So one of them's using the blacksmith forge, and you know, probably creating themselves some armor. This adds a bit more immersion to the game, because now you can see your followers aren't just lifelessly standing there watching you while you're doing other things. So the final mod that I'll be reviewing is the Extensible Follower Framework mod. Now this mod completely changes the way you talk to your followers. So instead of speaking through dialogue and going through all the options there, you have your own menu. Now it is optional, so if you cannot stand the menu, you can turn it off. But the biggest advantage of it is the fact that you can now talk to your followers in combat without being interrupted. For example, you can tell them to change their combat style halfway through a fight. So I would suggest using the menu if you're using this mod, because it's the main feature of this mod, and it is very useful indeed. So you get lots of options to choose from in this menu. So first off, you get the command option and then the talk, which will put you back into the original dialogue menu. So when you click commands, you're presented with a list of things that you can command your follower to do. The obvious ones: wait and dismiss, or follow if you have your follower waiting already. And then other options, such as relax. Now relax works pretty much the same way as the other mods do. Your character will roam around and do all kinds of different things. You can also view their stats and train them, just like in the other mods. On the more options menu, you get lots of extra things that you can change. So you can train them, you can change their outfit, what they wear when they're sleeping. You can also change their importance, you know, whether they'll die or not. You can ask them to collect or harvest things, so as you can see here, Vilkas is stealing some food from the companions. And a very cool feature is the fact that you can set the residence for the followers. So if you want your follower to always reside in your house, you can set it to that. So what this means is if you dismiss your follower, they will always return to your house. Now this mod also takes having a small army to the next level. You can now have a large army, as you can have up to 100 followers. Now I didn't want to test this out just in case it exploded my game, but you can try it out if you want through console commands. I'll put a link in the description for tutorials on the console. Something that keeps this mod very simple is that the group command system is exactly the same as the single command system, except it applies to all of the followers. As you can imagine, this makes it a lot less complicated without having lots of different options. So anyway, that's it for this mod. Now I'll go on to my conclusion and which mod you should use. Now the first mod, UFO, provides a very lore-friendly way in order to command your followers, using phrases that you could imagine using to your follower instead of just clicking options and things like that. Now I've been using this mod for quite a while now, and I've never had any trouble with it, but a lot of people have been reporting issues with it using certain follower mods. Personally, I don't use any of those, so I can't comment on that, but I do know that it has not been updated for quite a while. So maybe if you do use lots of follower mods, this mod may not be for you. Although it is great and does add a very immersive experience to your followers and makes them a lot more interesting. If you want to use a mod that's fairly simple to use and quite easy to get the hang of, this may be the mod for you. It's very immersive and very fun. So the second mod was Amazing Follower Tweaks. Now this is the first time for me using this mod, and I really liked it. I thought it was absolutely great. It was something different from what I'm used to, which is UFO, and it seemed to have thousands more options. This mod may be for you if you're not big on immersion and you just want to have improved followers. If you like using followers a lot in this game, this may be the mod that you might want to add to your essentials list. Now the best thing about this mod is the fact that you can turn your followers into vampire lords or werewolves. Even if they aren't werewolves or vampires already, you can convert them. So for me, I might be switching to this mod instead of UFO for a while and see how much I like it. But all I know is from what I've seen so far, it is very, very fun to use. It has all types of options for all types of players, so if you want your character to run around with a bow and dance around being crazy, then you can do that. Really is great for customization. And if you're using the mod Frostfall, which makes you die in the cold, then this could be exceptionally useful. Getting your characters to make a camp for you could be a lifesaver, quite literally. So the final mod we looked at was the Extensible Follower Framework mod. Now this mod was very simple, which I liked, so if you're a type of player that does not like lots of extra complicated menus that will confuse you, or things that you have to read up on, this may be the mod for you. It's extremely user-friendly and very useful. Although it lacks some of the features of the other mod, it does have some unique features, such as setting your followers a home. This could be incredibly useful if you like to leave followers behind for certain things and then take them out with you on other things. And the group commands makes the multiple follower situation a lot easier. So if you're looking for something simple that's not too game-changing, then this is the mod for you. It's small, simple, and effective. So yeah, that's it for this episode. Hopefully you've come to a decision. My decision is AFT for now. I really like UFO and I've been using it for a long time, but I feel I need a change, so I'm going to go with Amazing Follower Tweaks for a few weeks and see how it goes. So yeah, that's it for this episode of Mod Comparisons. If you have any suggestions, please let me know. I do like having lots of suggestions, as it really does help me discover mods for myself also, like AFT, which I had not discovered before this. That's it for this video, and I hope to see you in another episode of Skyrim Mod Comparison.